Can you guys still hear me?
Definitely.
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay, cool. Yep,
Okay, was
I'm in
just
this.
making sure the audio didn't hop over.
I'm all good on X.
Let's see here. Why did that?
Very off the wall question, but do you think StreamYard supports IceCast streams?
I know you can do any custom RTMP
Okay,
via it.
that's good enough then.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. And this is why I love having a 2-minute countdown timer to fix things. And then I'll open with our great little openings piece too. Hello, and welcome to another episode of TacoBytes, your daily bite of Degen, episode number 523, coming to you live from somewhere nowhere in a cabin. I don't know where we are today, but we are with Delegate, aka once known as Delegate Cash, now known as Delegate.xyz. We have Zomoto and we have Munan joining us today. How are you gentlemen doing today?
Very good, very good.
I'm doing great, thank you.
Nice. And so the big question that a lot of people have always asked and wanted to know what, we talk about safety in Web3, and you guys are pretty much providing that, and one of the really good layers of providing safety at a level that's not, that people aren't used to, but still allowing them to have the power of their cold wallet or their vault with their hot and warm wallets. Do you guys want to sort of talk about what you are and who you are?
Sure. So Delegate pretty much started out by making the Delegate registry. Effectively, it's a system by which users can delegate the rights of their assets in their cold wallet to their hot wallet. What we mean by this is basically using those assets like utility without putting the actual ownership of the asset at risk. So imagine you're going to claim an airdrop, right? A lot of Bored Apes might seem afflicted by this, but when they go to claim, they get phished and their wallet drained of all of their assets. That kind of interaction is extremely dangerous when your hot wallet's holding high value assets. So instead, the delegate registry enables these users to simply claim with a wallet that the airdrop contract can, or the claim contract can essentially see is delegated to their cold wallet, which holds the ape that they need. This way, their assets never put at risk. It can never be removed. There's no threat vector there other than maybe the funds held in the hot wallet. But the safety of that core asset is enshrined using this protocol.
So is that something that any other project has to specifically bring in, or is this an automatic that on the user side, on my side, once I delegate a wallet, I can use my hot wallet anywhere, or does a protocol have to actually embed the registry?
So the registry functions like a public good, right? So anything can hook into it and anyone can use it in the ways that it's defined, right? So it's not automatic such that a user can just use their delegate wallet link or delegation anywhere they'd like. The claim or the airdrop or whatever have you needs to integrate the delegate registry. But luckily, the integration is extremely simple and can often be done in 1 to 3 lines of code.
Now, why aren't people integrating more?
I would argue that people are. Currently, we have just about $850 million of assets secured by the Delegate platform. We have over I think it's almost 180,000 wallets that have used the registry. We have partnerships with Azuki and many other blue chip brands. So adoption is picking up. We're constantly doing BD on the back end, onboarding more teams, helping where available. So it is picking up steam. And then we also have additional products that will help bootstrap even more liquidity into the registry. Things like Liquid Delegate, which we can talk about later as well.
Definitely. That is one of the really cool things that I think is needed or wanted, and we'll definitely talk about the delegate liquidity piece there. And that was actually sort of a fishing question. I guess the question is, why don't people use you more? Every day it seems like another ape is stolen.
So I think there's a couple things at play over here. I would say number one, that actually a lot of the thefts have stopped by and largely because these tools are starting to get more adopted. And part of our challenge and part of the things that we work on and that we sort of take pride in is this sort of user education piece. We're actually not the first technical delegation solution to ever come out to market, but I think the one thing that we did differently, both for like developers and for end users, is that we simplified the product as much as possible. And we didn't focus on technology for technology's sake. We focused on helping people deliver great experiences. So hand in hand with security, some of the magic with delegations is that it makes it easy to share your assets without having problems. One of our earliest adopters was actually Yuga Labs for their Dookie Dash game. And there were a couple magical instances over there. We had parents tell us that, this thing is absolutely amazing because I can let my 5-year-old play the game actually, and I don't need to worry about handing a child a MetaMask account that has a $150,000 NFT asset in it. That's a recipe for disaster normally. There's this one prominent Bored Ape holder, Tropo Farmer, who's got sort of a bright green background ape. And he tweeted out a private key to a wallet. And he didn't coordinate this with us. That is normally a cardinal sin of crypto. But in this tweet, he had said, I have delegated a sewer pass, which was the NFT that you needed to access the game, to this wallet. And that is such a magical thing. Like he said, any of my followers that wants to experience this game can do so through this. So to us, delegations aren't just a security tool. They're grounded in security. To us, security is a table stakes. But we really make security sexy, to heart. It's all about helping people deliver amazing experiences and also share with others.
I think that that's one of the coolest things is the share with others side. Was talking yesterday with Fidgetal. It used to be Fidgetal, Fidgetal Good, Fidgy. I love him. But we were actually talking about the Yuga experience through Dookie and how so many people were grinding out the game by delegating it out. And that was one of like where you guys sort of got a good shine for, you know, in a lot of different things, in my opinion. You talked about, you know, not being the first. The only other protocol that I know is Warm. Who was before you guys?
I think people had built one-off delegation solutions that would work for maybe like a particular mint or a particular airdrop or sort of a particular interaction, but they weren't generalizable. One of the beautiful things about Delegate that, you know, we take pride in is that a lot of people, their integrations are typically just 1 to 3 lines of code. It's dead simple and quick for them to integrate, and that's what we want. You know, we're allergic to complexity. It's all about simplicity.
Yeah. And what do you see some of the cool aspects being? And this is where I think we could talk about the liquidity side of things, the liquid side.
So the liquid delegate side is really interesting, right? Because it essentially allows you to spin up liquid markets for assets without actually putting the capital up front. We've seen really good use cases and have a lot of hypothetical use cases that would be really, really usable, and offer really good value to the user as well. Imagine like you had a Lido staked ETH position, right? And you want to capture some of the financial value in that investment, but you don't want to necessarily sell it because you're bullish ETH and you think that the price is going to go up by the end of the year due to the market narrative or whatever have you. Instead of selling that ether to capture that value you're looking for, you can use the liquid delegate market to actually sell the rights to the yield generated by that investment and obtain that capital up front without actually liquidating the capital investment. So that's a really good use case. Moonom brought up the good one where you can effectively give out game trials. You could even do like game rentals. So like say for $5 you get the liquid delegate rights to a game pass that gets you into the game, so you can trial it for a certain amount of time. There's other implementations as well, but that's really the design space that opens up a lot more use cases than simply just like airdrop claiming or whatever have you.
Yeah. Now, on the technical side of things, what is and if I excuse me if I get this wrong, now isn't there a little bit of a gas fee in a way used for it to make, because it's a transaction that's proving signing, or is it once they're signed and it's good and that link will always be there?
It's completely up to the user, actually. The registry allows for a variety of different delegation types. So if the user only wants to create a delegation between wallets for a specific token, they can do that. But we also support the ability for the user to do a one-time, like wallet-wide delegation, where after that, any other integration will know about that delegation and it doesn't just automatically cancel out. So users who intend to just have a cold vault stay cold, for them, being able to delegate the entire cold.
Did we lose them?
I think his audio cut off for a moment, but what Zodomo was getting at is that delegate is meant to be, you know, I like to use the phrase live snapshot. It's meant to be something that persists and goes forward with you. It's something that you can take with you everywhere you go. And that's, you know, one of the best things about it is that it is meant to work with your lifestyle and is meant to be something that continuously provides value. And projects also like this because now they see, okay, there's a large group of users that have like Delegate. We can service them and we can offer unique experiences to them. If we go back in time to the very first project to integrate Delegate, that was Forgotten Runes. And Forgotten Runes had released what they called a Halloween airdrop. And the cool thing about that Halloween airdrop was they said if you owned one of like a dozen other NFTs or so, typically from prominent communities like Azukis or Apes or Punks or what have you, I don't remember the exact list. You could claim a free like Halloween goodie bag airdrop. Now, conventionally speaking, people don't participate in these things because you have to put like an asset worth potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars just to claim a free thing. And being able to tell people, hey, you can participate risk-free is a great way to onboard more people into your communities, you know, establish links. And now projects are starting to see real value out of this. Zodomo brought up Azuki's earlier. We help power their elemental airdrop. And they made about $40 or $42 million or so on that airdrop mint. And over 20% of it, like over $8 million of that activity, came from delegated wallets. So this is like free tooling that is providing real economic value and all the benefits of like a sexy experience, not having to worry about just one wallet being whitelisted, yada, yada, yada. It provides a lot of benefits to people. And that's ultimately, like, from my lens, I only care about helping deliver amazing experiences.
Nice. All right. So what sort of, one of the things that I want to roll into shortly, and I want to be respectful of your guys' time because you guys are building cool things, you're securing cool things. So we're gonna walk through a live piece. One of the things that you guys recently did was a V2 upgrade, correct?
Yes, we shipped a V2 upgrade, and the V2 upgrade, long story short, is much more like gas efficient, and it enables a couple more powerful like enterprise grade features, such as like the ability for projects to batch transactions easier, and it enables a new paradigm that we call sub-delegations, which is where you're able to like granularly control exactly what rights are delegated to people. So if you could imagine, hypothetically, if I have a crypto gaming asset, I can delegate it to you, but can sort of specify that you can't hijack my account with it, or you can't withdraw like some yield from it, but you can go off and play with it.
Yeah. So, and we saw that even, and I always say it wrong. I always just want to say heavy metal, but it's like HVMT, the second part in the Yuga journey. Yeah.
Yes.
HVML. Yeah. So what have you guys sort of seen in the cool aspects of that sort of happening?
Yeah, I mean, I think the most important thing is just the sheer numbers of adoption. The ape community has wholeheartedly embraced this tooling. So if I'm not mistaken, it's like 20 to, if not 30% of all assets have been delegated, and I think the community really likes these toolings.
Nice. I did a space with, I was in a space with Boring Security and Mr. Feld just recently. And one of the things that they teach around is TAP, the 3-address protocol. Is that something that you guys suggest and support? Or do you guys have your own idea of how wallet security should work?
Honestly, wallet security should be largely up to the user, right? They should be opt-in experiences that the user decides which works best for them in their environment and the type of activities that they participate in. The more complex you make a wallet, the harder it is to onboard users, especially with experiences and everything like that. If there's multiple signers, it can get annoying. Anyone who's used a Gnosis safe knows that, like, while the security is great, if you've got something like a 5 out of 7, it's pretty painful to actually use. It takes a lot of time to actually get through all those signers. Executing swaps with Gnosis safes pretty much ensures that you have to have high slippage so that the transaction isn't invalid by the time you get your signatures through. Things like that can complicate interactions. So with the delegate registry, like Moonam said earlier, we're allergic to complexity. This system basically allows the user to use MetaMask just like they're already using, or whatever their wallet is, without any added steps of complexity other than, this is my cold wallet, this is my hot wallet.
Yeah. What, there was sort of the speculative side of what you think some of the cool possibilities are going to be. What do you sort of see?
So there's a lot there that can actually be expanded on. Starting with like the delegate registry V2 edition, it, as Moonam said, it reduced gas costs anywhere in an order from 20 to as high as 60% for certain actions. So that will make interactions cheaper. Multi-call support was added so that implementations can widely utilize the protocol without provoking multiple transactions for the user to sign. And the V2 registry also enables our liquid delegate market, where users can tokenize their delegation rights and sell them on the market. One good real world example of this is the Rolling Loud series. So Rolling Loud is one of the largest music series in the world, right? And they released an NFT collection called Loud Punks. Well, the Loud Punks were pretty expensive, right? They were 5 figures. You had to have a lot of capital to obtain one. But the reason why they were able to charge such a sticker price was because it effectively acted as like a lifetime pass to all of the Rolling Loud concerts. And the liquid delegation integration allowed holders of the Loud Punks to tokenize the rights to attend a concert and sell those on the market. So say you're over in California and Rolling Loud is doing a show in Japan or something and you can't make it. Instead of losing out of the value that that pass gives you, you can just tokenize the rights to claim a ticket for that show for like 3 or 4 days or whatever have you, sell them on the marketplace and obtain that value without ever losing the asset at all. This increases the capital efficiency and utility of different platforms. It allows them to expand effectively what the offering is without really any complexity at all. And it's intuitive enough that many users find that it's pretty easy to understand.
Okay. Is it a continuous marketplace to where, like, let's say I have a permie for permissionless that I'm unless I am going to go, I'm just going to leave that access up on that marketplace, and every year for the next 3 or 4 years, someone could rent it for that access, or do I have to resell it after someone goes and uses it?
You'll have to relist it after the listing is complete. Effectively, what happens under the hood is you deposit the asset into the platform and you specify an amount of time that the asset can be rented for. If that order gets fulfilled, then the capital asset will be locked in the marketplace for the time of the delegation. And then once that delegation expires, you can withdraw the asset or relist it.
Okay, nice.
We are working with our partners that are in the process of integrating it, because we have added sort of some better batching tooling to like come up with sort of best in class ways of like sort of automating these processes. And looking a little bit forward, I think the exciting thing about delegate and liquid delegates in particular, and the interplay between the two of them, is that there's really I'm particularly interested in sort of the real world asset component of crypto, especially now that we are starting to get regulatory clarity around those things and sort of like further adoption and, evangelization of those products. And the number one question that, institutionals have is, how do I know that this is not just a like fee layer on top of technology I don't understand? And if this truly is programmable money, like what can I do with it that is special and unique? Like if you own shares of stock in a company, let's say Google, you can vote off of that on corporate governance things. It's funny, crypto, which is a space whose bedrock is decentralized governance, you can't really vote with like a lot of crypto ETFs or crypto indices yet. And I think these delegation toolings and liquid delegate toolings will offer a lot of this sort of like programmable ability to offer solutions to people while removing any of these custodial risk issues. So if we're looking like towards the future, we launch with NFT projects because they're often earlier adopters and they have like much lower like internal barriers to trying new things, and are slowly now growing out our offering with other like infrastructure providers and sort of DeFi protocols. And I'm really excited for when we're able to better tackle like real world assets. And even though Rolling Loud is a concert series and is not a like a like investable product, it's a perfect example of like an amazing real world experience being enabled by just the technology.
Okay. And now, so one of the things then, because you brought in voting rights and stuff like that, will this also be able to, people will be able to like put up their V curve governance rights per token almost?
I mean, that's like a really good way of thinking about this. I mean, think about a Uniswap V3 LP position that is represented as an NFT. So in a perfect world, you would be able to specify, okay, like, you can manage my position for me and take like a fee from it, but you can't like rug me and pull the liquidity out from it. those are the types of experiences that I really sort of hope to enable. And I think like non-custodial is the future. We're chatting with some of the largest like institutional partners in the world, and they're building out platforms and like advisory platforms because this is a business that Wall Street wants to get into. The problem over here is that these platforms as is currently leak a lot of alpha. Like Zodomo was saying with Gnosis Safe, they're basically transaction builders. And then they say, okay, now like this is a strategy we recommend you go off and execute this. Well, there's a delay and a lag and like a leak in alpha over there. And these sort of like non-custodial ways of managing these solutions where people can't steal your asset is like a great improvement here, and it's something that really elevates the space. The one thing that I sort of say to everyone, technical and non-technical, is that ultimately the like delegate registry contract does not have a transfer function. We have purposefully self-limited what the contract can do because that keeps everyone much safer. That's the whole point of like opinionated design, is to build and deliver great experiences.
All right. And then I guess, we're going to hop into who you guys are and walk through. I purposefully pulled up a wallet that isn't delegated to yet, so I could walk through everything from A to Z. What is the user journey like, and how important was that for you?
The user experience is extremely important, right? We want to reduce the number of transactions, the number of interactions, the number of touches required to actually use this. So like I was mentioning earlier, the ability for the user to create a one-time delegation that they never have to return to if they decide that this is going to be my hot wallet for my cold wallet. It's a one-time action, and it often can actually be hidden from the user entirely. Because it's an open protocol and that we don't have any permissioned gating or anything like that, many protocols that want to utilize the technology can actually white label it and hide that it even exists from the user on the back end. And they can just batch a transaction to delegate alongside other user actions too, which enables the user to kind of barely come in contact with the protocol at all.
Yeah. Now, the big two questions that was asked to me the other day that I think I know one of them, I don't know the other one. You guys are EVM specific or just ETH right now?
EVM specific, but that may change for future protocols. We don't think there's going to be a V3 at the delegate registry, but we may find ways to deploy it to non-EVM chains, and then future projects will definitely be across multiple different execution environments.
All right. And then one of the big important questions, because it's on everyone's mind, is Solana on your guys' roadmap?
For future projects, probably.
Okay. All right. Nice.
All what we'll say to the Solana community is stay tuned.
Stay tuned. All right. Perfect. Can we talk about, before we head over to this screen, can we talk about the funny way of how we met? Or should we say that for another day?
No. I mean, we can do it.
Because sometimes when I mess up spectacularly, but it ended up in a great piece. I had gotten information about you guys successfully raising. So congratulations, and had that information. And I, for some reason, had tied that to Revoke Cash. Which is also wallet safety. And everyone was looking at value extraction airdrops, in my opinion. And I was like, oh my God, there's actually someone where it might pay off to be safe. If there's just other than it just being safe, there might be a payout for it. Go do that. And Revoke.cash was on it. Shout out to their intern. They revoked that statement very quickly.
Living up to the name, I see.
Exactly. They revoked that approval. But then, Moonet, you reached out to me in DMs.
Yeah, I just wanted to know sort of what the sources were and sort of clarify any links or sort of lack thereof between Revoke Cash and Delegate, formerly known as Delegate Cash. Obviously, we had drawn inspiration from like the revoke name, but also part of that reason was at the time the delegate URL was a like very expensive URL to get a hold of. So just had to get it out into the real world and then go from there. But we just started chatting, and you said, "Why don't you come on the show?" And sort of here we are.
Yeah, no, I love it when a funny thing on the funny thing happened on the way to the forum landed in something awesome. So let's hop into this. There's that button. This is your guys' new Twitter. You guys officially moved from your delegate cache that you used to have to your new delegate.xyz, which we then shared across the socials so people have the right Twitter, because that's sort of one of those things where I recommend going to the right Twitter first if you're going to somewhere new. And from here, you guys show off who your partners are and the other projects that you guys are building out with. And we go right to the site, which is delegate.xyz. And you guys make it pretty simple for someone. Let me step that back a second. What do we have going on here? Is it straight connection with, should someone be connecting with their hot wallet first or their vault?
So I'll let Zotomo walk you through the actual UI UX interface, but one of the things that we tried to do was to make it pretty intuitive for people to have a walkthrough. So as we're going through this, maybe the best place to start before we sort of worry about like connections or anything is just the sort of center, which says tap to start using Delegate. And you can see sort of how you have these like guided flows that take you to where you're, supposed to go.
Yeah. So we're gonna delegate a wallet. We're gonna put in our hot wallet, and we're gonna connect that. We have this one on MetaMask here.
Now I should clarify, you should be connecting with your cold wallet first, because that's where the delegation is coming from. You delegate from the cold wallet to the hot wallet.
Okay. So then the wallet is identical to your connected wallet. Okay. So delegate wallet. Oh, let's disconnect that then. So we're connecting with our, I backed up
to the marketplace. Yeah. Nope, yeah. The button below that.
Yep. All right. So choosing our hot wallet. So this is our delegate wallet. Our hot wallet, we're going to.
Yeah, you put your hot wallet here.
Okay. Yep. And then we're going to connect. And we're going to connect with Wallet Connect.
Yeah, here you'll use your cold wallet, the vault or whatever you're using to actually issue the delegation.
Yeah. Let's see. Why we cannot. We were trying to do something funky.
Which wallet are you using, if I might ask?
I'm trying to connect the Coinbase wallet.
Interesting.
Yeah.
These are usually where you'll find like desktop wallet options.
Yeah, I was trying to see if it was. All right. Let's delegate with a different wallet then.
I have little experience with Coinbase, but I normally use Rainbow or Zerion on my phone.
Yeah, no, I'm the guy that has 130 wallet apps on his phone.
Yeah, I could see that from your extension bar up there. It reminds me of the early Internet Explorer toolbar days.
Oh my gosh, that's nothing. That is horrible. Let's see here. What wallet has? I think we might have to send ETH somewhere. That shouldn't be a problem. All right. Does that? And so does the hot wallet, remind me, does the hot wallet or does the cold wallet pay?
The cold wallet connects and pays.
Okay. So yeah, we're going to have to transfer. That's fine. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm. Do. Do. Oh my gosh. That is being annoying. Trusty trust. And I have to update my trust. Oh my gosh. I feel horrible for a minute here. Let's close that first. I usually am on point with my Web3 walkthroughs.
Oh, no, it's okay.
But what I love about it is the simple aspect is the reason why I started doing walkthroughs and stuff like that was so people could actually see errors and the hard things between all of that.
It's definitely good to have exposure to that stuff. I wish we had more of that in developer documentation, to be honest.
And listen, we appreciate sort of these stumbling blocks in real time, just because this also helps us continuously improve like how we position this and how easy and accessible we make this for people.
Yeah. Let's send. We're going to send. I think that should be enough. Boop. 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 All right. Done. Sent. Boom. All right. Let's do this again. Boop. All right. And connect. No, why are you not connecting?
Part of this is also the limitation of like the toolings and sort of the surrounding infrastructure, having to rely on all of these like different wallet connection modals, etc. And Murphy's Law obviously strikes when people are using services, but for the most part, I would say it works like pretty seamlessly, or at least it's intended to.
Boom. Now it connected.
Gotta love Wallet Connect.
Gotta love Wallet Connect. All right. Submitting.
It should go to your Wallet Connect app.
Mm-hmm. We are waiting on that to go through.
We haven't done a lot of live demos, but I think this is a good also lesson for us to basically create like a demo instance, just because this way we don't need to work across multiple devices and can show it, live on a single screen.
Yeah. So the last time I did it, I had my ledger plugged in. So and then I had the multi-sig lined up. So was able to just completely do it that way. But I was like, ooh, let's delegate my Coinbase wallet to my wallet. So I'm glad I sort of broke something.
We'll have to look into the Wallet Connect modal. If you'd like, I have a wallet prepped that I can use for this.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not submitted.
Sorry, did you say this was with a Coinbase wallet specifically?
Right now I'm using Trust Wallet, but originally Coinbase Wallet, Coinbase was throwing up an error saying it couldn't connect to that.
See, I think that's because Trust and Coinbase basically like self-limit a lot of the Wallet Connect features from like a security perspective, because if I'm not mistaken, I think those wallets are a little bit more opinionated about whitelisted and sort of like white labeled connections.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be easiest if, as we're wrapping this up, if Zodomo can basically take you through the process, and we'll sort of see what it will look like when we're, I guess, not testing out exotic wallets.
Definitely.
For sure. So here we've got the delegate page pulled up. Can you see me moving around on it?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So here I'm going to go and connect my cold wallet first. I'm already there. All right, so we're in. Now let me pop my other wallet into here real quick. Cool. So I'm delegating from my currently connected cold wallet to the hot wallet that I've specified here. I'll submit that. We're just waiting for it to confirm.
And like that, you show how easy it is.
Yeah, and I always have issues with Wallet Connect myself, so I prefer to just use the browser plugins. But there we go. Delegation complete. I've got this wallet going to this wallet. And then, of course, if I had any assets in the marketplace I had listed, they would show here. And then you could also see the activity here as well.
Yeah. And then within this, how are you able to, what are the next steps within the liquid market since we're here?
Sure. So since I did a whole wallet delegation, right, I can go into the marketplace. I can go to list an item here. I don't know what my browser's doing. And then I can go in and pick an NFT that I want to do. Let's say my Remilio, right? I can pull this up, and then I can specify exactly how long the delegation should be good for, to what day.
Yeah.
So let's say we're going to do it for 1 month, right? Pop in a month here. Or why is it saying 2 months? Oh, it's because I went a day over. Oops. We'll just go right here. Oh, I'm in March. I was like, I'm pretty sure I can do my dates correctly. There we go. So we got a month. I can specify how long or what price I want this to go out for. So I can say 0.5 or 0.05 ETH. You can see we take a small marketplace fee of 1%. And then it shows you exactly what you'd be paid each day effectively for the asset. And then I can check this to act as like a helper so that it bundles everything into one transaction for me.
Yeah.
I'll create that listing. Actually, you know what? Instead of delegating this for this amount of time, let me delegate a lower value asset real quick. Let me do something like Chaos Roads here.
Because you're like, man, that might pump, and I might want to get.
Yeah, I might need to claim some I need to claim some airdrops with that one. So let me do my generative art here by chain left.
So as the user, does the user also then lose the delegation of that while it's in the marketplace?
Yes, because that's if I have this delegate token option selected, because it will automatically stake this asset into the marketplace so that the marketplace can issue the delegate token if a user fulfills the order. Okay. So while assets are in here, you don't have them technically, because I'm gonna sign it over. So here I'm gonna approve this.
So then wouldn't you want to then, in a batch within the contract, almost delegate it back to the transfer wallet?
What do you mean?
So if I'm the owner of it and I'm sending it to the contract so that someone else can also use it, wouldn't it want to then create a delegate back channel to me so that I still have its power, like token gating and stuff like that?
So for integration complexity, right? If I'm trying to integrate the registry and I see that an asset has 2 delegations, I need to implement logic to try and see like which address that I use. So for the purpose of simplicity and just integration safety, you only get that 1-to-1 delegation. However, when you stake this into the platform, you get a principal token issued back that allows the platform to see who owns the asset when the delegation is up. So if platforms wanted to still integrate that principal token, they can still honor that part of it, right? So there's actually technically 2 tokens being issued under the hood here. One is the principal, one is the delegate. The delegate will go to the purchaser who wants to use the rights for my NFT, and the principal will go to me. So anyone who wants to integrate those separately can see that I still retain ownership of the asset and that someone else has the utilization rights.
Cool.
But yeah, here we've got the listing put up here. So now I've got the options to extend it if I want the listing to live a little bit longer, and I can withdraw the asset since nobody has filled the order. Once the order is filled, obviously I won't be able to withdraw it until that delegation is ended. But yeah, and here you can just see if anyone's placed any bids. I can update the order of the listing and change the price and the time duration and everything like that. But yeah, essentially it's the average staking flow that users already experienced with. They just go, they select their asset, they sign the approval, and then they deposit it into the platform. And that's pretty much the entire flow. It shows up here as well. So I can see that I've delegated my Chaos Roads NFT. And it also shows up under activity as well. And then if I wanted to go into the marketplace, actually, we should probably get a search implemented, but it's right here. So here's the Chaos Roads page that automatically gets created, and you can see my NFT listing here.
Yeah, neat. So a question I was going to ask, Zemoto is an interesting name.
Yeah. It has pretty interesting origins. It's a combination of a variety of different aspects of my life all in one. Probably not the most safe for work story, but it's not too bad. So effectively, when I was in high school, a lot of my friends were playing like these weird betting games, and I unfortunately lost one. So my penalty was that I had to register as a porn star in Pornhub the day I turned 18. And the name I ended up coming up with, I'm not going to share the whole thing for personal reasons, but the first name was Domo. So it kind of picked that up as a username or a nickname for a period of time. And then when I spun up my Zotomo persona, when I wanted to start exploring networking in this space, really kick off my journey as a developer here, I combined that early nickname of mine with the letter Z has like personal familial significance to me. It's part of the name of one of my very close family members. So that's pretty much the start. And then just for simplicity, and I just like patterns, I put another O in there. So yeah, and it's kind of just a pattern that I've built on top of. Like my personal LLC is Zotomo Co. And yeah, Zotomo is just kind of how it sprung up. Before my development journey, actually, my original crypto account actually had Taco in the name. So got some patronage there with you.
Yay. I am nowhere near as cool. I got the name Player One in 2008 when I started doing online gaming, and Gummy Bear 69 Panda or something like that was taken, and I couldn't figure out a name, so I just pressed enter. And back then, the null and void was Player One. I played games for so much that it turned into, when I started playing new games, people already knew me as Player One, so I started typing in Player One. 2015, got on as a community dev liaison for Clash of Clans and Supercell, and I became Player One Clash. 2018, moved over to EA and Command and Conquer Rivals, and I became Player One Rival. And the formula kept going when I helped start up Taco Cat and keep that going, became Player One Taco. And that just, as I like to say, that just felt right, like your favorite pair of socks.
Yeah, that's nice. That's a really nice, just uplifting story right there. True to yourself.
I think Domo's so much cooler.
You
Thank
know,
you.
I lost a bet I lost a bet a couple years ago in high school, and I had to change my PlayStation handle to Too Fast, Too Furious for like a long time. So, you're not the
That's
only one
good.
to have lost a naming bet. But
Oh,
That's good.
appreciate your time, and
yeah.
I guess as a final parting words, what I think we'll leave the audience with is, even though we build immutable software that is meant to basically live forever, it doesn't mean that we don't keep building on it. We don't just drop and forget. This stuff is only built up by continuously engaging with people, continuously growing out the level of adoption, because we view these as like standard primitives. I really care about what is a standard stack of crypto, and I hope that Delegate will sort of forever be a part of it to help keep people safe forever. And if we look towards the very near future, we've got a new product coming out very, very shortly called Clusters. And the URL is clusters.xyz. And there's nothing on it yet. There's just an email capture form, but I trust that people will want to be the first ones to know, because we've got, I think, some very exciting technology under the hood that, as we sort of alluded to before, will connect the EVM even more, will move to other execution environments like maybe the Sol virtual machine a little bit as well, and we might even have something for the BTC people out there too. And that's going to be something that's going to work hand in hand in concert with Delegate and help you feel, in a similar ethos, like you're in total control over your crypto destiny and your on-chain presentation and all of your assets spread across all of your wallets. So, stay tuned.
I have to ask. I'm glad you brought up SVM. So then, I guess one of the questions then, when Polkadot?
Oh, please don't make me learn Polkadot.
What's funny is in house we've been having a lot of learnings. For example, I knew that there were multiple BTC like wallet sort of standards. I didn't realize there were 7 of them and
Yeah.
counting. So we're like, okay, that's something new that you learn in the process of development.
Yeah.
Like and a lot of it is like the sort of unsexy stuff, which is like, how do I write tests, in this, like, for this ecosystem? How do I stitch all of this stuff together? The plumbing isn't really clean underneath between all of these environments, unfortunately, but we're attempting to do our part. And listen, like, don't get me wrong. I would like, I think I looked on DeFi Llama, there's something like 2,500 or so blockchains total. I would love to be on all of them. Maybe one day we actually will get there, but until then, bringing the most value to the most users possible and keeping them as safe as possible is our core mission. So,
Yep.
Nice.
we're just doing it, and we're a very small team, 4 people full time, and it's a lot of hard work, but that's how we like it. We like it lean and mean.
Yep.
Hey, I appreciate that, and I appreciate you guys both taking the time and going a little bit over, and having fun and actually kicking under the hood a little bit. I'm excited for Clusters. We posted that out so people can find your Twitter, get some eyes on project. I've dropped that into a few alpha groups. Do you guys show up at conferences?
I'll be at ETH Denver.
We'll be there at ETH Denver, so we will be swinging by. Would love to meet you in ETH Denver. We'd love to meet the community at ETH Denver. We'll all be there, sort of wandering around. So come swing by and say hi. And one of the things, speaking of conferences, I've been pitching internally to Fubar is I want a small, since our logo is a shield, I say I want like a, small intern to carry around a comically large shield just like behind us at events, so that people know that we're serious about security. And now that we're
I'm not
coming
a
out with
small intern.
Solana, if there's any manlet, male or female out there that wants to get in on this action, just hit me up.
I might know a few. I'm not a small intern. I like to
I
say
think it's also a mentality thing. That just means we need a bigger shield.
yeah. I'm 6'4", but
You'll need a really big shield.
Yeah.
My one of my official intern roles is the junior intern to the senior intern of permissionless at Blockworks.
That is quite a title.
And I got that because they were like, prove your role. And so they asked, is it on LinkedIn? And so I went and added it to my LinkedIn, and they're like, that it's official. You are. So yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But I'm so happy I get to see you guys in person at ETH Denver. This is going to be awesome. And I talk about you guys all the time. I love what you guys do. Keeping Web3 safer. I should be able to click on whatever link I want without putting my assets at risk. And you guys help do that. So
appreciate that.
You know, that one of these days, one of those Twitter DMs of a free airdrop for 10,000 is going to be real. One of these days.
Powered by Delegate.
You know, for all the fake ones, you know, as long as you're comfortable swapping out hot wallets, you can try your luck, I guess. Provided that you have Delegate and they have Delegate support.
Yep. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining. And
absolutely.
As always, we end our show the same way. We've gone 522 episodes so far. We end with words of wisdom and hot takes, 10 seconds apiece, and then I have the best, worst knock joke on the face of the planet. Moonan.
Zodoma, you want to go? You want to take it away?
Final thought, word of wisdom.
I'll go first. I don't think Solana is an execution environment for capital security. I think we'll see it in real world use cases, but that Ethereum will always be home to actual value. Ethereum is a chain for capital, not for users, and that is starting to play out, but the layer 2 roadmap will fix that. No matter who's shilling you Solana today, you'll see them back on the EVM in a few years.
You know, I am kind of the opposite of Zodomo. I'm actually incredibly excited by the high-speed sort of capability and the sort of like information pass-through rates on Solana, and I think it makes like a lot of sense for applications moving forward to actually take hybrid blockchain approaches. I'm particularly interested in that chain Eclipse, you know, which promises sort of Ethereum as an settlement layer, you know, Solana as a execution layer, and, you know, Celestia as a data availability solution. And I like opinionated things. But my, I guess, truly hot take is that all roads lead back to Bitcoin. So, you know, maybe in 2060, when all the laser eyes are, you know, like in nursing homes and they finally figure out how to build a BitVM, you know, I think we'll all end up back on Bitcoin.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Those are some awesome hot takes. Final thoughts. Heck, I even love Solang putting EVM on SVM. So that's sort of fun stuff all the way around. Sure. I'm chain agnostic. I have on my hot wallet, I have 40 some odd different EVM chains. And as we can tell from my extensions, I have all of the chains.
How do you do portfolio management like that?
I use Cluster, I use DBank, and a lot of stuff, Excel spreadsheet.
Amazing. Your tax accountant must be a very hardy individual.
That's me.
Man, dude, I hope I can achieve either the mental stability or insanity to do my taxes on my own someday.
Yeah. Well, hey, great products are coming along that help bring that out. We have ended every episode. My words of wisdom are always the same. A closed mouth cannot be fed, and you cannot feed a closed mouth, meaning if no one knows you're looking for opportunity can never come a knocking. If opportunity does come a knocking and no one answers, it's going to keep on walking. I want to thank the entire team from Delegate, all 4 of you, and soon junior intern.
Junior intern to the senior intern.
Yes. For joining us today and walking us through delegate.xyz. And we will see you on the flip side. And you guys, are you ready for the best, worst knock joke on the face of the planet?
Sure.
I'm excited. I didn't know this was a thing.
Yeah. So knock knock.
Who's there?